There we go.
There we go. This is so cool. All right. So wait, we're really live now?
Yes. We are live. Reporting live.
We are reporting live. And then I did it. You know, I don't even know if it makes sense for me to do it on the Instagram because they can't even see who I'm talking to. So I'll just end that.
Yeah, it doesn't broadcast to Instagram yet. They are working on it.
They are, but it is so good to see you. You're a wife now. The last time we spoke, you was not a wife. Let's see the blame.
Well, I was just someone else's.
Right. That part. This is your second marriage, your newlywed. So how's it going?
Oh, it's amazing. I'm definitely in that honeymoon, like, wow. Living the dream.
I bet. All right. So I guess I will start the show. I am your host, Panda. Yay. This is Pandagasms, and we have our lovely guest, Deanna. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm Deanna, the love guide. I primarily work with women, and I am a guide on the journey to experiencing love in the full. In a nutshell.
Experiencing love in the full. Okay. That's different. That's different. I like that. Experiencing love in the full. Yeah. So tonight, both of us have a mutual friend that recently put up a status about women being soft and feminine and how they can take lessons from prostitutes about it. And for me, I love conversation. I just like to hear people's different perspective on things. And because that seems to be the new thing now of women being feminine and being in their soft era. And it's just so conflicting. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I should have a conversation with my girl TD because we have very similar insights on things. We have different outlooks, and I just like perspective. So
absolutely.
Who else to talk about it with besides the great love coach, Deanna herself, about being feminine and the different conversations that are being held about that. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's important to note that, like you said, feminine, like there's lots of conversation. Like you can't go anywhere without somebody kind of using that. A lot of times it's like clickbait though. And it's really controversial things that can be very triggering to a lot of women. And this particular post that we're talking about, I think it had that little bit of an edge.
It did. It was spicy. And I was like, ooh, I needed popcorn today. I didn't know I was going to need all that. It was good. It was good.
It was good. I mean, I was kind of like, how much should I say? Because
yeah, that part.
You know what I mean? You gotta be careful. Like women go through enough. Like we don't necessarily have it the easiest all the time. There are a lot of women that are carrying the weight of two people, a lot of women, raising children alone, so there's a lot of moving parts. So when you jump out there and you kind of have this one size fits all attitude, it's not usually, the best, there's lots of nuances.
And I say that all the time. I hate when people try to categorize me and put me into a box because I feel as if I'm a little of everything. So I can't be categorized. You can't really put me in a box. And so if I feel like that, then I know there's other people that feel the same way. They definitely feel like, no, that doesn't sound like me at all.
Absolutely. And even if, so like, let's just say you consider yourself like a feminine woman, right? There isn't one way to do that either.
It's so subjective.
It absolutely, like my version of it is what I've curated. It's what I've learned. It's based on my experiences, right? And for another woman, she might have a completely different walk, but still be, amazing in her femininity. And who are we to say what exactly it is? So I know when I have the discussions about femininity, I always preface it with that. Like, listen, I'm not trying to be like the end all be all judge of femininity, but I am going to share my experience and share what seems to be common, or what seems to come up a lot, or what seems to be commonly accepted. I'm very careful about that.
But you know what's so funny too? Because in the same week, a few days later, I seen another post from a different person, another male, that said how women that want to be in their soft era are women to stay away from. So now I'm like, whoa, I'm mind blown, because one man is saying that we can learn how to be feminine from prostitutes. And then a few days later, I'm looking at another guy saying,
we don't even want you if you're soft.
So I'm like, oh, thank God I'm not in the dating field. And
you know what? The benefit of this, I think, is that it's polarizing, right?
Yeah.
So for my ladies that are out here dating, this is for you. Like, lean in, listen really good at this point. When you see things like that, pay attention, right? Pay attention to the men that hop on that, because that ain't who you want to be entertaining. Like, let them show their hand. A man that's saying like, oh, women who are soft and, we should refrain from that. Well, that's a man that probably isn't a provider. He probably can't afford a woman like that. So if you are a woman like that, don't you want to know the men that you should avoid?
Yeah.
Like, it's a good thing. It can be a good thing. Like, let them tell on themselves.
Definitely. I agree. I absolutely agree with that. I didn't even think of it in that sense. I was like, this is so conflicting. I'm just going to stay in my little corner and I'm not going to entertain anything or anyone. I'm just going to stay away from the world.
That's smart, though. That's smart, because you're not like, drawing the line in the sand. You're kind of like, let me see how this shakes out. Let me see. And I actually think that's the best thing that a woman can do. Like, don't be so quick to give away all the information. Don't let them know what you think about every single topic. When you do that, they can play you with that information, right? If a man is watching let's just say your social media, right? He knows that you look good. He likes your pictures, different things like that. If he's trying to gauge whether or not he should shoot his shot with you, what is he going to do? He's going to do some research. He's going to pay attention. He's going to start looking at what you comment on, what you say. And then before you know it, here's your little inbox with exactly what you described. Now, is he really that? Or did he just pay attention and know what to say based on what you've given away?
Right. That part. This is why I don't entertain anything on social media.
That's right.
I'm a scroller. I just like, oh, this is nice.
Well, you got to think, when we were like, high school, college, this wasn't like this. So we could learn and do all of that stuff without everybody knowing our business, without everything being so accessible. This is like a new era where people can just look at your thoughts and look at everything you're putting out there. So you have to be more careful, like more protective of your thoughts, how you believe, what you want, how you think.
Yeah, because there's people out there that's using that as a little entryway to try to get
in. Absolutely.
So for me, when I saw that, I was like, back to the status that we saw regarding women being able to learn how to be feminine from prostitutes. One, I feel like anyone can learn anything from anyone depending on where their mindset is. And this is what I said on the status. I found it entertaining that they felt that way, because there are women that are very in their soft era and they're very feminine towards the man that they choose to be feminine towards. Are you giving me a reason to be in my soft phase? Are you providing that safe space for me to act in this manner? So it's kind of like, I'm looking at these comments where these men are saying they haven't experienced it. And it's like, but what type of a space are you providing for her to be soft?
Yeah. I feel two ways about that. Like, I do agree that how you show up in a relationship, or when I say relationship, I'm using the word loosely, like if you're dating or whatever, your interactions, we'll say it like that, with a man, I do think a lot of it is based on what he's initiating, right? We are receivers. We take what you give out, and if it's great, we multiply it. If it's not great, we multiply
it. Oh my goodness, I said that to someone this week. Like, you fail to realize that women are multipliers. So if you're giving a woman bullshit, she is going to multiply.
You can't expect the opposite from her, right?
You just can't.
I do believe that. But I also think it's important to note that I don't believe women should rely solely on that. Like, when I teach about femininity, I teach from a standpoint like it's for you first. Men benefit from it, and you also benefit from the better quality men. However, it shouldn't be for them. Like, they shouldn't be the end all be all to how you show up, to how soft you are, to how feminine you are, because then it's going to be an on and off switch, which is really hard to operate in. Like, okay, when he acts up, I'm not feminine. Oh, he's acting good. Let me switch that back on. It's harder to operate that way versus I'm a feminine woman. If you don't have the environment conducive to my femininity, I remove my presence. I'm not changing how I am because of how you are. I'm trying to look up the actual post. You know, he posts so much. That thing is probably way down. Oh, here we go. You want me to read it?
Go ahead.
Okay. So, prostitutes and strippers should teach women how to use their feminine energy. I'm not trying to be funny. They're masters of it. Feminine energy is the most powerful energy on earth. Women can just look at a man a certain way, talk to him a certain way, etc., and change his whole effing life for better or worse. A woman who masters that energy and knows how to use it is dangerous and powerful. Can I see the comments? Okay. Said a mouthful there.
It was a mouthful. And it's crazy because I find social media to be very entertaining. I laugh at probably 98% of it. I'm laughing at it because I'm just like, oh my God, this is how people really feel. Mm-hmm. And I feel like he could be a professional troller. I don't know if I want to believe he really feels this way, but if he does, it's okay because I don't, we don't operate in any type of spaces where I would feel offended by this. But it's just interesting to know that there are people that feel this way. And it's just like, again, what exactly are you doing to make her feel safe? Prostitutes and strippers want your money. So they're going to do whatever it takes to get your money. They're going to look you in the eyes. They're going to bat it. They're going to lick their lips. They're going to, gyrate their hips, do whatever it takes because they just want your money.
So I'm trying to choose my words very carefully. They're playing a role, right? We can agree about that. They're playing a role. They have a goal in mind. They have studied their subject, and they are playing to the needs of that subject. Mm-hmm. That is feminine energy. They are using it for manipulation, though. That's the clear difference.
Hold on, pause real quick. Porter, Latoya, Big Cap, check the link that I sent you, honey, and that's how you'll get in. Look into the group chat, and that's where you'll be able to get in. I love her so much. She's like, let me in.
Yeah.
Okay, and Mr. Will Washington, hey, is that the hubby?
Yes, that's my husband.
Hubby. Oh, he's so supportive. That is so sweet. I love that.
Yes, he is.
Okay, sorry. We got totally disconnected and off track, but go ahead.
So yeah, I mean, they're playing a role, right? And I don't think a man wants a woman to play a role, but when you're operating in your feminine, it is a lot of the same thing. It is learning the differences between a woman and a man, learning how men are wired, learning what they are receptive to. Oftentimes it's not the same as us, you know, like they're different. We hear that like men are from Mars, women are from Venus. It's because we speak different languages most of the time. So it does make sense to learn them, learn what motivates them, learn what inspires them, learn what's going to get them to give us what we want. So are we playing a role too? Kinda.
So I feel like we're all playing a role, and I honestly hate the gender wars. I hate the battle of the sexes that we're in right now, this era that we're in with the battle of the sexes. I feel like both sides need to have that understanding and want to have that learning experience.
Yeah.
And for everyone, both of us, to get along better, for all of us to have a bigger understanding of it all. I don't think it's just for us, for them, but it should be for them, for us, both of us equally.
Well, I think they do.
Do you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, all the same jokes that we have about like dudes and how they are and how we got to do certain things and cater to them and their ego, all that. They have that about us. They have their group chat where they're all, you know, complaining about their women, saying the same things, having jokes about how we are. So they have to play roles too.
But that doesn't mean they get it. Because if they got it, they wouldn't be complaining. If they got it, and if they understood, and if they were listening and trying to learn their woman, they wouldn't be complaining.
What if they're not equipped?
Then they should do better at getting equipped. Learn how to become equipped. Ask those questions.
All right, Big Cap.
Conversations. Why is everything put on us to have to learn them? Why don't they want
Fuck that. If that's the case, then they need to learn from the NFL players how to be giving up that money. You want us to be fake? Give up that money. We'll be fake or we'll be real fake. Them strippers are fake for the coin. Don't listen. Let me tell you something. I get what he's saying, but he's a man and he's forcing it. And they always want more and more and more and more and more and more from us. What are y'all doing? What are y'all bringing to the table? What are y'all doing? You want more and fucking more. We're not your mama. Okay? We are here for one purpose, is to be your rib, to be your helper. That is about it. They just be wanting too much. I'm not going to be swinging off of chandeliers. I'm not going to be Mimi Foss on no shower pole, okay? I'm not doing none of that, okay? Because half of y'all out here cheating. More than half of y'all are making y'all's wives look a fucking mess, wives and fiancés, because half of y'all be in every woman's DM talking about this, that, and the fucking other, just throwing out the hook to see if you can reel them in for fucking what? You got one already. What you doing? So for me, say it. Don't bring me on here if you don't want me to say what I need to say. If your house is clean, come talk to me about what I need to do. But until your house is clean, telling the rest of us what we need to do. That's just my thought. Sorry, hi guys, it's Big Cap.
Big Cap came in.
Because I'm tired. I am so tired. Half of these men don't even have what they need to have to be talking to women like us, okay? Usually we are the smarter. Usually we make more money. And if we're not making more money, okay, we're more educated, okay? And if we're not making more money, it's because of how the corporate world is set up. Because we should be making more money than most of y'all out there. Let's just be honest, because we're highly educated. So with that said, what are you doing to better yourself? About what you need, what we should be doing, the energy that we should be giving out, this, that, and first of all, what are you giving?
Well,
because I only met you once. I only met this gentleman once, and he already gives cheating vibes. So with that said, it's like
wait a second.
School somebody when you need schooling. When you need schooling. But you need schooling on how to be a real man, because a man is not flirting with every girl on the planet when you have a woman.
I just want to say,
welcome. I know. Hi, boo.
Hey. Hey. I'm so angry that I have not been able to come to y'all's live events. Like, I have to figure out a way to come back home to be at one of y'all events. Every time, I'm like, FOMO. Every single time. Y'all are home. I definitely want to be there. So please, we have to work something out, like where we can schedule one that I can be at. So there's that. Leon is my friend. I love his wife.
We love them. I'm not saying nothing. Listen, he could be a dope individual and still be a cheating ass whore. I mean,
I don't know about that. I think that aside from a person's personal life, we still can take whatever commentary and have a good conversation. So yeah.
Yeah, that was my side of it. That was good. That was good commentary. I came in hot.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love that energy from you. You know, it's great, and that's why we all have different, you know, roles to play and different aspects to bring.
I think, and you know, and that's the problem with a lot of these socials. People just want to put their thoughts out of there, and that's cool and everything. But you also got to be aware that there are going to be people like me who don't agree with you, who think you should probably stick to the things that you are good in and give advice there, i.e. football or whatever, or the boys, men's things and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, stop speaking on things that you don't know. You are not a female. Stop telling us what the fuck to do.
Well, there's that on that. I mean, my approach, because honestly, you know, in the field that I'm in, you know, I have to be seeing this times 50, like all the time, right?
Which is crazy.
You're right. It is. And the way that I balance it, right? I have a saying, like, even a broken clock is right 2 times a day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can learn from anyone. I can also pick and choose what I'm going to ignore. So you're right. Like, if I notice something about a person's life that maybe doesn't align with what they're saying, I can choose to be like, all right, I'm not receiving that from you. But I will say that even if someone is not able to do what they're saying, it doesn't mean what they're saying isn't of any value. It doesn't mean that you can't still pick something up from it. They may not be the message, like the right messenger.
Oh yeah.
But I do agree with what you're saying.
I don't want to lose the pieces of it that I do think women could gain some value from.
Absolutely.
Now, right. Obviously, on social media, I think people are trying to be tongue-in-cheeky. So instead of saying, hey, prostitutes, strippers, they have mastered how to communicate with men. Some of you women could pay attention to how they interact and get what they want. I said the same thing, but it's not as saucy. You know what I mean?
What it is too? You're a woman. So I'm also gonna receive it from you more than it's like, I guess it also depends. Again, I feel like it goes back to the person giving the message too, right? Because another woman coming to me about another way that a woman should be, I'm gonna receive that quicker than I receive it from a man, because she's in the same shoes that I'm in. She's gonna get it. She's gonna understand it. We're on a whole different level. As far as a man, I'm not gonna receive that language from someone whose eyes are everywhere. How can you tell me what works when nothing has worked on you? Everything has worked on you. Nothing and everything, if you get what I'm saying.
I think the lesson to take from that, what I would take from that is, I'm probably only going to listen to men that are men I would want. right? So if you're not the type of man I want, I don't really care what your thoughts are on what a woman should be, do, have, or whatever. When I was looking to attract a certain type of man, I paid attention to what they thought. I paid attention to what attracted them. I paid attention to what they valued, right? I wasn't looking at lower level or men that were doing things that I didn't want to experience. So, I mean, I think you do have a point with that. Like, you do have to look at the messenger if it is like these type of scenarios, and maybe it's something you should receive from a woman. It's like, you know, woman advice. We can have woman talk, and it's a little different. Yeah,
exactly. We could kiki, you know, and again, like Amanda, she posted it. I didn't even respond because that was a whole joke to me. But I had to come in hot because I'm Big Cap, you know what I mean? And I got to stand up to my name. And I had to make sure everybody knew how I felt about it. Because guess what? I understand what you're saying, but you're not the right person to be saying it. That's that.
Another thing. Sorry, Big Cap, were you done? I don't.
Yeah.
Another big thing that the comments, why does the deliver matter? Might miss a blessing. I did think that's what Deanna was saying. Like, sometimes you have to put the messenger to the side and kind of just listen and pick, choose, and refuse what resonates with you, what you're going to keep and what you're going to, you know, not going to keep, essentially. What resonates, and you take that, and whatever doesn't make any sense, you're like, yeah, this doesn't work for me. I don't want any of that.
To have their comment appear on the screen, just click on it and then it'll show up on the screen so everybody can see what the comment is.
There we go, because I got lost trying to find it.
Learn something new every day.
Oh God, y'all don't be encouraging me, because y'all already know it don't take much and I'll just keep going. Don't be listen.
So another comment, well, another topic that pretty much kind of correlates to this. I saw a few posts on how people felt that, again, a man posted this, but it's just a conversation that I'd be cracking up at this of like, who made you the expert on women's lives? But that's neither here nor there.
I'm telling you.
A few posts where some men felt that women's best years were in their 20s. And I disagree so much, because I feel like right now where I am the best version of myself in this moment. And I'm aging like fine wine. Like, I'm just getting better with time, because I don't have any yes men in my circle. My friends hold me accountable to the T. Like, when they see me doing something, they may not address me in that moment, but they're definitely texting me like, we need to talk because that wasn't cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't have that type of support. So in this part of my life, for people to say, or for people to feel that a woman's best years was in her 20s, that is so false, because she hasn't experienced life at 20.
You know, men think that because that's the age range that they like to date for some reason. It's the 20s.
You don't have any children, you're slim, you have that fit, and because they're visuals, you have that body.
And the mind frame, we're not as smart. We haven't picked up on things. Yeah.
Right. We're not easily manipulated at this age.
We're not in our 20s.
Right. When we're in our 20s, we're green. So they can kind of maneuver us and mold us. And
that's it.
But as we age like wine, we're like, no.
Like, we seen that already. We seen that pattern. We seen that. You know, I will say that I'm going to say that I think that's a man's logic, that, you know, our best years are in our 20s. I think for women, I feel like we think our best years are mid 30s to mid 40s, is where we really feel like we're our shit. I mean, that's just my thought. Let's hear the love coach.
I want to hear what the love coach has to say.
I want to hear. So do you feel like that's a male's thought process? Because I feel like I hear that a lot from men. I don't hear that from women. I feel like women feel like they're the most powerful in their mid 30s and into like their early 40s. I feel like that's when we feel like we're the shit. That's when I see y'all glowing. We be glowing at that age.
We do.
Right. And I agree with that. I'm going to take a chance here. I think that, because I hear this all the time too, so it is common. I think that when men say that, they're not speaking specifically of the exact age. I think they are speaking of the fact that that age is youthful. It's playful. It's the stage where you're not as tainted by life experience. And in general, men value youthfulness, beauty, like easy going. That is more of what they value. Now, women, we value security, consistency, right? So when you look at the ages, we're talking about, oh no, a woman's saucy at like 30s, 40s. That's because it's consistent. There's stability. All of the things that we value more are more present there. So my fix for that is you are always 20 to someone who's 10 years older than you.
Facts. Facts. Yep.
You have that energy for a man who is 10 years older than you. He's looking at you like, oh, she could keep me young. She could keep me fit. She's, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's edging out of that era. So no matter how old you are, if you're 20, you should be looking at a man who's 30 plus. If you're 30, 40 plus, 40, 50 plus.
But wait, I want to say this. And if you're feeling, wait. And as a woman, if you're feeling a little old, get him a little young to put that spice back in your pep. I dated young. I should have
back.
Okay.
Listen,
in my 20s, my late 20s, I was feeling a little old, you know, about to hit that 30. I sure enough got me a 19-year-old, spiced me back up again before I ran into 30. You better stop playing. You better stop playing. I sure did pick him up and drop him off, but I got what I needed.
That's funny. Hey, I mean, every relationship is not your last one. So like, people do need to understand, like, sometimes you're just dating. Sometimes, like you said, there was a purpose there. You're like, I'm feeling a certain type of way. I want a certain type of feel. You get that fix, and then you're on about your business. Men do the same thing.
Listen,
like,
listen. If I had listened to my daddy when he said, find him, fuck him, forget him, I wouldn't be in half of the situations that I end up in, honey. Because my daddy knew what he was talking about. He's a man. He was a man. He was a man. He knew what he was talking about.
See, that's the difference. He told Amanda. Mine didn't tell me, and I was still down the same rabbit hole.
And I was like, oh my God, that sounds so horrible. Like, how sounds so
harsh.
Like, what?
Yeah, all soft and tender. Didn't believe it.
Like, Papa was a rolling stone.
I'm done with you. Wait. Bayesian said something. We got to go back to them comments. Bayesian said something.
Those were older ones from previous conversations. So she said they mean.
I think the one you're talking about is they mean the silly years.
Yeah, they mean the silly years. That's what we were saying. That's why they like them. Because we silly.
I wouldn't focus on that though. Like that's you can get stuck on that. Yes, there are some men out there that it is a game for them, right? They do want a woman who's not smart, who's not successful, who can't hold her own. But I don't think that's the majority. I think the majority is more about men want a woman to bring in youthfulness,
happiness, sunshine, joy, laughter,
peace, easy going. And let's be honest, the older we get, and that doesn't have to be limited to age. It could be like the older you get in experience, the more tainted you are, the more difficult it is to be fun when you know bullshit, right? You got to be more purposeful about being easygoing and carefree and joyful when you've experienced some things, right? And as the years go by, time goes by, you're getting more and more of those experiences. So I think men just don't know how to communicate it. So they put that blanket, oh, we like them in their 20s. No. My husband wasn't looking for somebody who was 20. Like, he was not. His daughter was close to 20. He wasn't looking for that. But he was looking for the spirit of 20.
See, I got the spirit of like 14, so mine's gonna be good for forever. Cause you know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't gonna go nowhere. Like, you gonna get a goofball for the rest of your life. So I hope you prepared. Like, be ready. Like, be ready. Just be ready. I can't. This is just like, Deanna, I be saying to myself, be more calm, be more ladylike, be more. And I be like, I don't know that. It just takes too much. My goofiness be itching through my pores. My goofiness itches through my pores, girl. Like, it takes too much energy to just be super straight face, super.
Yeah. I take about 2% of life seriously. So someone told me one time, that's going to be your downfall in life. You're always joking around. Or is that going to be your downfall in life because you take it
right? Like, don't limit.
That's why I got wrinkles now. Okay, I ain't got wrinkles, ain't had bad acne. Why? Because everything's a joke. Everything's a joke.
Legit.
Except for when it doesn't need to be. You know what I mean? I know how to be serious, but
if I can't,
outside of that,
if I don't have control over the situation, the most I could do is laugh it off.
Let me tell you something. I won't even take a job where I can't be my goofy self, because guess what? I can't turn this off. This is who I am. Like, I'm in interviews cracking jokes and I'm like, well, I hope they know this is who I am, because this is what's going to happen as soon as I get here. So
I mean, I think it's great that you know who you are. What I would challenge you to be prepared for is the type of man you want, right? The type of man you want. Do you want the man that's okay with that? If you do, what does that mean? Like, what type of man would be okay with that? I'm assuming it's either going to be like one of two extremes. It's either going to be a man who's just like that, and y'all are like best friends, and, you know, it's one joke after the other. Or it's probably going to be somebody really straight-laced that appreciates what you bring because they don't have it, right? It's not going to be anything in between. It's going to be one of those two things, and you're going to have to weigh, you know.
Do I want the goofball or do I want the strict person? Yeah.
I don't know how much money he going to have. I'm going to be honest.
So I beg to differ.
Yeah, true.
I disagree, because I know people that are complete goofballs, my brothers. I know people that are complete goofballs and have a great balance of when to be serious. I also know when to be serious. I would prefer to be goofy. However, at this point of where I am right now, I've learned how to read a room.
But is that rare or common?
What's rare or common?
Is it rare? Like what you're describing? You're
like, have that balance? It is rare.
Is that rare or is it common?
It is very rare. A lot of people don't have that healthy balance on life. You can take me, we can go anywhere and I could fit in. I could be a chameleon. You could take me to a homicide. You could take me to a bank robbery. You could take me to a dinner. You could take me wherever, and I'm going to fit in.
Jesus Christ.
I could fit in wherever you take me. Like, seriously.
I'm not fitting in at no homicide. I'm just FYI in that, okay? Because I'm going to be asking mad questions and y'all going to end up having to dig another hole, because I'm telling you right now, I'm asking questions. I'm not that ride or die. Why are we dying? What did you do? Why are we running from the police? Like, I'm asking those questions. So back to what Dion was saying, honestly, I would be open to either or, as long as they accepted me and I accepted them. You know what I mean? Like, again, I know how to be serious when I need to be serious. If we're in a meeting, I'm not cracking jokes. If my friends are coming to me with some real life situations, I know how to be serious. You know, if you know, I know, but I prefer to be the goofball. So I would need someone who understands that outside of work or outside of serious situations, like, you're going to laugh and you're just going to have to accept that. Like, that's all I would need.
Like, we're going to have fun.
Yeah. Like, I am that freaking kid. So you're going to laugh. If you're an uptight person, it just wouldn't work, because like you said, you would have to appreciate the humor that comes from over here, because it just is what it is.
And there are people like that. Like when you see those polar opposite couples and you're like, how do they work? Oh, they work because they appreciate that polarity in each other, and it helps them kind of, you know, bond and gel,
balance each other out.
Right. But again, it's like if you know that you're more on the rare side, right? Not too many women that are exactly like you. You also got to know that the guy you want is probably on the rare side too. So what that means for your dating experience is you're going to have to be patient. You might have to date more in order to get to that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing is a perfect straight shot. No matter what it is you want, there's going to be some twists and turns. If you're a woman who says, I just want to be accepted like this, I don't want to change nothing about myself, like this is it, take it or leave it, that's amazing. Just know that your path might be a little different. It might not be as quick. It might require more on your part.
I totally agree. And honestly, I think a big part of why I've kept my youthfulness is because I take breaks in between relationships. I don't just keep jumping. I take those breaks to breathe. I take that break to just have my me time. I don't jump into something, you know, just to say I have something or just to say I have someone or to have someone blowing up my phone. My phone be dry as fuck. If it wasn't for Panda and a few others, the phone wouldn't even chirp. Why would I be paying for the bill? Literally just to look at the internet. But I'm very okay with that because at least I know I don't have someone holding up space that shouldn't be there.
Oh, I love that. I love that because usually it's the opposite. Women have placeholders and it's like, you know what I'm saying? If a great guy was to come along, they're not even in a position to receive him. They don't have no space mentally or physically. So I do think that's probably the better way to go about it. However,
I know you got to get out there to meet them. I know. And I'm a very bubble girl. I know, girl. I be in there for 6 months at a time, girl.
6 months.
And then like you gotta be, if you're going through these long periods of time, like excuse my expression, but like then you're rusty when you go back out. It's almost like you gotta keep revving yourself up to kind of do it again. I would more recommend a blended approach. So take your time where you're kind of to yourself and all of that, but still leave some space for like dating. And it's like fun dating. Like let someone take you out and you have experiences with no expectation. That is okay. Every date is not your husband. I wish women would take more of the male approach because men don't care about that. They're not looking at it like every woman they take to dinner is their wife. They're like, sometimes I want to eat and I don't want to eat alone. You want to come? They don't tell you that.
It's as simple as that. And that's it. That's why I be asking questions.
Good.
Here she go.
I'll create a whole story in my head. I'm delusional. I want to know, Frank, what we going out to eat for? What we going out to eat for? You just want company? Okay, I'm just making sure because I'm not. No,
that's cool. No. Right? Let me know.
Absolutely not. I'm asking up front before I leave my house. It needs to be worth it. What we going out for? Because
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
I got everything I need in my house. Everything. I don't need to leave my house. So you want me to come out my house? It needs to be justifiable. What am I coming out here for? You just want company? Do I feel like entertaining your company? Are you cool enough? I'll come. Otherwise,
never ask me that.
Because I already know we about to have a good time. I already know it's gonna be lit with me. I already know it ain't no questions. If she was to call me right now when it's past my bedtime, I'm coming. I'm coming because it's either something important or it's about to be lit. I'm coming. I ain't asking no questions. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming.
Oh, y'all. I enjoy y'all so much.
We enjoy you.
I can't wait. You got to come to a live show for real, for real. That And like even
really
like be our guest. And if you don't want to be the guest, even be in the crowd. But we would love you there because
oh my God, I want to come. I definitely do. So we just have to talk about the dates so I can just make my way there. I can put it on the calendar and make a plan and come.
Travel. Bring us.
I'm not in Baltimore. I'm in Dallas.
Oh yes, Dallas. That's right. I forgot you moved to Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas.
I just left Texas. Girl, that 108 weather was not cute.
We can have an event here. We can
I mean, I would love to come. I had so much fun, Dion, minus them 108 temperatures, because I swear y'all got 108 as soon as I got there.
Yeah, y'all gonna have to wait then, because it is that right now.
We gonna have to wait till like November, to be honest, November, December.
Y'all will love it because November will feel like summer for y'all. Like it'll be awesome.
November would actually work because of my schedule.
Listen, we'll plan it. My husband's clapping, so I guess that means
your husband is clapping. Yes, Mr. Washington said yes. So that means we're invited. Mr. Washington, you got space for us? You got space for us?
So now she's trying to move up in the crib.
Yes.
Say with y'all. It's 3 of us.
You better be ready to laugh. You don't want me in there. I might get kicked out.
Girl time. We'll get a suite. Have us some girl time.
Exactly, because we're gonna kick my loud ass out. We're gonna be like, that one over there, she gotta go.
The wrecking ball.
He gonna like, don't be corrupting my feminine wife. Leave her alone.
For real.
This is why married men be like, you can't have no single friends. Sir,
and little do they know that in most cases we're not trying to corrupt them. Like we be jealous. Like I be wanting that life.
The secret, like
seriously. Tell us everything. Like we ain't even trying to do nothing.
He's laughing. This is so funny. I have to take it. So, and it's funny because off topic, because we pretty much did the conversations we were going to do, and we're about to end because it's almost an hour.
Yes.
Big Cap and I were having a conversation, and I'm like, yo, you know what's funny? I think my longest relationship was like 8 months. But anyone who I haven't been in a relationship longer than a year, I don't even count. So in my mind, I don't have any exes.
Yo.
Please correct her. Please. Once you're done laughing, please correct her. Please. She said 8 months. If it ain't hit the 12-month mark, it don't count. That's what she said.
If we didn't make it to 1 year without ever breaking up, you don't count.
Yo, in my mind, I'm like over here, like wait a minute, how does this math work for me? Let me see.
It doesn't need to. Listen,
let me see.
I have no exes.
Let me tell you, I feel like the more, I'm not going to say older, I'm going to say the more experienced we get, right? Our math start changing. Like, wait a second. Wait a second. You didn't meet my parents. That don't matter. Like,
yep. Certain rules and regulations come into place. Yep.
Well, this has been my theory for quite some time though, because I just feel like
was it a real relationship if we
didn't last for a year? Like, what did you really accomplish here? You just taught me something about myself. Like, I still have no patience.
And you can't even count meeting the parents because these dudes be letting everybody meet their parents. So like
the parents already know that they ain't nothing. The parents already know
that's funny. I'm like,
listen, the mama be like, child, if you know what I know.
Right. Yeah, be like, nice to meet you because you number 4 this week. Yep, nice to meet you.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I'm like, did we get married or no? Oh, okay.
So I pray my ex.
That part.
I pray my ex-husband.
You don't count.
In my mind, I was never married. We didn't even last a year. So in my mind, I was never
You were married. You see, now she ain't trying to count the marriage. Do you see this?
No, I'm not. So I hope he never sees this episode because I don't count that. I forget sometimes that I was even married because it didn't last that long.
She done had whole paperwork and everything talking about she forget that she was married. I'm done.
When the judge said, "Do you want your marriage certificate back?" I was like, "Why?"
But was it annulled?
No, it wasn't annulled. No. It was a great experience, and it was the best international party I ever had.
Thank you. Thank you. Please tell her she was married. Please tell her she was. She had a marriage.
It was the best international party ever because I got married in April. So, you know, everyone came over. We had my friend jumped in the pool with her gown on, started off a pool party fully dressed. It was great. It was great.
But if you meet someone else and they want to marry you, you're going to have to disclose that you were married before.
I don't have a problem with that. I'm a very transparent person. I don't hide anything.
So I'm sorry. That one counts.
So I will tell them, like, I went through the process and told someone I do. Like, that was a great lover's experience through the government. That's what I consider.
You hear her. She's serious.
I know. I know.
They're lovers' experiences at this point because clearly relationships are not for me. So they're not relationships. They're loving experiences. That's what I'm justifying it to be.
Loving experiences.
Loving experiences.
I'm going to use that in my next promo. Like, if you're tired of just having loving experiences.
Just have loving experiences because each experience teaches me something about myself. I've been a better woman in that department. It's like, oh, I know how to do this. Oh, you taught me that. Wow. Listen.
I cannot.
Let me stop my foolishness. Let me stop being a city girl online because let somebody's son come with the right entertainment. I'm going to be like, what you want for dinner?
That part. See, it'll switch real quick.
Hello.
You know, all right. Well, it is getting close to my bedtime. This was so much fun. I'm so glad that you guys had me on. I'm not sure where it's broadcasting. I know I sent out the link to your Facebook on my Instagram. So I'm hoping that a lot of people watch and it'll be up for them to watch again. I'm Deanna. If you guys are looking for some guidance on your love journey, you know, I'm available. I'm actually creating a membership community so that it can be affordable assistance and support that is consistent, which is what you need. You don't need somebody to just give you some advice for like one situation. That's basically feeding you. I want to teach you how to fish. So get in contact with me so you can get on my wait list for my membership.
Okay. And where can they find you to get on this wait list?
Let me see. I think I can. Oh, I don't want to join the live. No. I wanted to comment. If someone could comment my, honey, can you comment my website? Just put destinationdeanna.com and they can just go to my website. There's a banner right there that says get on the wait list for the membership. It's really easy. Just fill out your name, address, email so that we can email you the information when it goes live.
Destination Deanna.
Yep. Destinationdeanna.com.
It looks like I spelled it right.
My mom is here and she said she sure enjoyed this.
Hi, Mom. You don't remember
Mom, do you remember Amanda? Come here. Come here for a second. From Latin Academy. Amanda, yes. She said, Amanda,
hi,
yes.
Mom. Hi, 1 minute. How are you?
She said, hi, 1 minute.
No, you can stay over there, Ma. It's okay.
Baby, you can't spell my name out, honey. The apostrophe is not gonna work, sweetheart. Let's prepare. There we go. Are we off? We're not online. No, we're online. Are you okay?
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Amanda.
How are you?
I think it might be frozen. My thing might be frozen.
That's my co-host, Big Cap.
It's been a long time. You look good.
Thank you.
Hi, you look good.
You look good too.
I love the conversation tonight. It was hot.
Thank you. Yes. Are you gonna follow me, Mom? You gotta follow us on
yes,
YouTube.
I am.
Yeah.
Button.
And me and my mom are actually doing a live next week. So if you guys are following me and my mom.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. I definitely will.
Where's Will?
Will's right there. Look,
hey, Will,
look at her. She don't even care. Where's Will?
We have to have a conversation tonight.
Don't be talking about us later, Ma.
Oh, she is. She about to call him as soon as I hang up.
There was a good hot topic.
Thank you.
I'm so embarrassed now.
No, don't be. This is what it's all about, you know?
Yeah, it is. It's about dialogue.
I'm glad, we're having these kind of conversations. Yeah. It's good. I like to hear what you young people talk about.
Oh, it's okay, baby.
It's all right.
Thank you.
And this is what Panda Gasms
is. Wow, good.
All right.
I see you all. Good night.
Good night.
See you on Monday. Good night. Talk to you later.
Bye. Bye.